welcome back to the primary school channel. If the audio sounds a bit different, it's because I'm a fucking brainlet, because like this entire time, okay, whenever I record these videos, like my microphone is kind of, off to the side of my laptop, right? Because like if I were to put it in front of me, I'm worried that it's gonna sound like ear rapey, and on top of that, it is distracting as fuck. Like it's genuinely hard for me to concentrate with this big ass microphone in front of me right now, which is how you're supposed to use a microphone, but I don't know. Just let me know how good the audio quality is. But anyway, so recently I was hanging out with Conker, and like we were just, finished hanging out, so we were kinda, yeah, we were on the train on the way home, just talking until my stop arrived. And he was talking about how like, he really wanted to expand his social circle to the fucking max, right? Like, I even remember him saying, something along the lines of, oh, like, when I walk through the city, I want people to recognize me. Now, he didn't say it, like, on this hangout in particular. I think he said that, like, a while back. And I'm like, yeah, that's a pretty ambitious goal. Like, he was talking about nepotism and, like, the importance of networking, right? And I think, like, I totally agree. Like, honestly, like, the more connections you have, like, the more likely you are to be successful in life. So it's good to know as many people as possible. And not only that, like, he was also talking about, like, reaching out to people, like, from his past, or just people he hasn't spoken to in, like, a very long time. People that he knows vaguely, but, not really. Like, I remember him asking me, during this train ride, he was like, would it be weird if I messaged someone randomly on Facebook if I didn't know them that well? Or something along those lines. And I said, well, no. Not at all. In fact, I've done that like many times myself, right? Many, many times. I think it's very human to yearn for a human connection. Just a desire to, make new friends. I think that's completely human. And on this train ride, he was also talking about like, he said to me, Robert, we should like go to a bar or something, like, meet some women. And I'm like, do people still do that? Because like if women wanted to get a partner or whatever, I don't think they would go to a bar. I think the only reason why they would go to a bar is to have fun with their friends. You know what I mean? Like maybe they did do it. No, they definitely did do that back in the day, right? Like go to the bar to meet women, but yeah, I don't think people do that in 2021. Like, I really feel like I think the smartphone is it's a very beautiful device if you're a woman. Literally press a few buttons on the keyboard and you have like a chat, like, just like that at your front door. I remember Card King saying something like that in the chat too. He was like, oh yeah, like all I have to do is press a few buttons on this phone and like a pizza will be at my front door. And it's like, yeah, that's fucking crazy, man. I really feel like fucking technology is fucking beautiful, man. But yeah, like, Conker, he wanted to like, go to bars with me to meet women. I mean, I've drank with him before at like Guildford Hotel and shit like that. But it wasn't to like meet women, honestly. Like we were just there. Like we were just there to just drink some fucking alcohol. We weren't there to meet women. Not that we would able to anyway, because everyone who drinks at Guildford Hotel, they're all like boomers. I don't know, maybe Conker had some bars in mind. I mean, fuck, I'll go with him. It's whatever. But like all this talk about him saying like, oh, is it weird if I, message someone randomly on Facebook if I don't know them that much, like when he was asking me that, it really got me thinking about Jane. And Jane, I've talked about her in like, a couple of videos ago. I'll link that video in the description if you're interested in that. But to summarize it, Jane was, like a childhood crush of mine from primary school. But like hearing Conker talk about all this Facebook talk, maybe I should message Jane on Facebook, just to see how she's doing. Like, I don't currently have any, feelings for anyone right now. So, like, my heart is kind of soul-searching right now, right? Like, my heart is looking for a void to get attached to and, fall in love with, so to speak. I'm pretty sure that's why I asked out Rose. Yeah, and I've talked about Rose in, like, another video. I'll link that in the description if you're interested in, that story. But to summarize, Rose is like, someone that I've talked about on this channel, and I was talking about how like, I'm like super fucking bored, so I'm just gonna randomly, ask out Rose on a date just for shits and giggles. It's half boredom and half like me actually wanting to, you know, go out with her. I didn't get to update you guys on that, like that just kind of slipped my mind, but you know, she ended up not being interested in a relationship with me, which is, you know, that's fine, it's whatever. Yeah, like when I tried to call her phone number, she didn't answer, so I messaged her on Facebook and like asked her out. Wouldn't be the first time though, like I remember asking her out like years ago, but now in the year 2021, I decided to shoot my shot again, even if we haven't spoken in years. So she wasn't interested in a relationship with me years ago, and she's still not interested in me now. So yeah, that Rose girl, like she was the most recent girl that I was interested in. Cause like when I asked out Rose, this was like pretty damn recent. I think it was like February or March. So yeah, that was like my most recent, you know, interest. But now I have a feeling that my current love interest is Jane. For now, anyway. If my life is a sitcom, well, I mean, it undoubtedly fucking is. But if my life is a sitcom, then I feel like Jane might be a very forced main character and a very forced love interest with no character development. Kinda working on that though, so give me a chance. Maybe I'll message her, maybe I won't. I'm still fucking deciding, okay? I don't know, like, fuck man, like, I open up her profile picture and it has like, how many likes? I mean, I don't want to say specifically, but it had a lot of fucking likes. Fuck. How does a nigga compete with all of these fucking orbiters, man? Ugh. So yeah, like, I would say like, you know, my current love interest, yeah, it's probably Jane right now. Like, I got my eye on her. Or maybe the term love interest is a bit too strong of a term. I think the term crush might be the more appropriate term. Whatever the fuck's the term for having an eye on someone but don't feel too seriously about them. And it's honestly, dude, it's honestly based on purely on nostalgia. Like, I don't know anything about the current Jane. I don't know what she's like in the year 2021. Like, she's pretty much a stranger to me. I mean, like, maybe I'll message her Facebook, maybe not. Like, I really, cause like, you know, wouldn't want another saga to happen, now would we? Yeah. Yeah, soul searching. You know that episode in South Park where Cartman is like scanning for Mexicans? He's like scanning for Mexicans. But for me, instead of Mexicans, I'm scanning for soulmates. Scanning for soulmates. I might cut this ramble video short mostly because I'm tired as fuck. It's like, it is currently 7:13 AM, the 28th of May, 2021. I'm tired as fuck, man. Yeah, Conqueror is a cool guy. Honestly, I don't know why he fucking associates with me, but he likes me for some reason, which I'm pretty grateful for. Fuck, I gotta get him on this channel, man. I want to do a podcast with him. Like, the shit that we talk about, like sometimes like when I'm in a Facebook call with him, or like when I'm chatting with him on the train, like on the way home, like the shit that we talk about, like after I have those conversations, I'm like, fuck, I wish I recorded that. Like, this is such good podcast material. I genuinely feel like if me, Poor, and Conker, like we did like a 3-man podcast kind of video. And I say podcast because it's not really a podcast, it's just me recording a Discord call and me pretending that it is a podcast, but it's not. I just call it a podcast so like I feel important, but I'm not. But like, I really feel like if us 3 made like a podcast type video, at least one, then I can fucking die happy. Just 2 podcast machines just talking and giving me free content because I'm too fucking boring for them. Yes. They have met before, like I introduced them to each other like fucking ages ago, but they don't really talk that much. Dude, Patality is like the Tupac of podcasts. Anyway, thank you for watching my gay yada yada. Yeah, it's over.